Siegfried is also on mute.
Isaac Field.
He is on mute. Just direct on.
No, but he's not supposed to be.
Like they might have sent him the link. That's why he's.
You're unmuted. You have to unmute. Hello. Can you hear me? But you can't. I can't hear you. Your Zoom is unmuted. You have to unmute your Zoom.
Oh, jetzt now?
Good evening,
Jetzt.
good morning, good afternoon.
Morning. Good morning.
So this is the link for the valedictory ceremony,
Yes.
starting in about another 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can again switch on after 15 minutes to be part and parcel of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's nice. Thank you so much. Then I make it.
Wait for another 10 minutes or so when people form.
Yes, I do it. Thank you.
How are you, sir?
All our speakers are joining into the valedictory ceremony. Siegfried sir is there, and more will join us.
Oh, I think you sit a little behind, no?
Colonel Boss, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, good. I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, Mr. Siegfried, good afternoon. You have to unmute. We still have about 5 minutes of time. So we've called all the people who were part of making ADW a pure success by participating from India and abroad. This valedictory has got about 4 or 5 speakers. Once we start, I would request you if you can be muted, and you may like to be on the screen, or you could switch off the screen. And towards the end, we will invite you all to give a little bit of Anita welcome, to give your feedback as to how you have felt about this, because I'm sure the next ADW, I hope you all will be there in Ahmedabad. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Colonel Bose, who will be introducing the valedictory ceremony today. We will be starting at 1 in the next minute or so. We have a very strong lineup of who are participating in the valedictory ceremony. We've requested all our speakers from India and abroad who have contributed to making ADW a grand success to join in. May I request them that once we start the valedictory, they may please switch off and be on the listening.
He doesn't have to hear, but just keep it connected.
Good evening, everyone. As we draw the curtains on Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0, it's my privilege and honor to commence the valedictory ceremony. Today we have Mr. Hiranmaya Mahanta, CEO of iHub. We have Mr. Nagarajan. The chief guest is Srimati Anju Sharma, Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Education Department, Government of Gujarat. We also have Dr. Professor Himanshu Pandya, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University. And we have our own Provost, Dr. Deepak Shishu, who will be proposing the vote of thanks. A very good evening to you all. As we start the valedictory ceremony, I would like to reiterate that the Ahmedabad Design Week was inspired by the Prime Minister's clarion call to make vocal for local and Atmanirbhar Bharat to be the clarion call, and therefore the theme Toying in Design. This year, ADW was co-organized by the Gujarat Student Startup and Innovation Hub, iHub, Education Department, and supported by the DPIIT. When we started our inaugural, it was inaugurated by eminent scientist Padma Vibhushan, Dr. Raghunath Anand Mashelka. The 5-day festival saw an array of speakers through thought leaders, presidents of international associations, academicians, designers, and artists, filmmakers, design professionals, thought leaders, and policymakers from India and across the globe. We had partnerships from an array of industries. And the aim was that we deliberate on toys, and ranging from toy as a tool for play, tool for experiential learning, toys as a tool for social innovation, and gender stereotyping in toys for children of special needs. The rich legacy of ingenious toys and ways to revive and rejuvenate toy design, toy crafts, and design development in the toy sector were some of the key hallmarks of the ADW 2.0. We had a brilliant school town hall where brilliant academic minds came together from across the country to debate about the culture of toys and its effect on child development across genders. The high point was also the industrial town hall, where we had leaders and presidents from across the globe deliberating on and giving their perspectives on toys. Just to recap, I would like to take a recap of the entire event, that we were joined by the Interaction Design Association, the World Design Association, the Cumulus Association like the ICOGRADA, whose presidents joined us and gave their views at the Industrial Time House. It would be wrong on my part not to mention our partners, both industrial and all the partners who came to make this the grand event that it is. Anant National University, Children's University, National Institute of Design, the Maharaja Sayaji University of Baroda, MSU, IIT Delhi, NIT Srinagar, IIT Roorkee, IIT Indore, IIT BHU Varanasi, CEPT University, GLS University of Design, Swarnim Startup and Innovation University, Association of Indian Universities, NIT Uttarakhand, IIT Guwahati, NIT Johat, IIM Shillong, Gujarat University, UID Karnavati University, and the Association of Indian Universities. The partnering industries were TITMA, the All India Toy Manufacturers Association, Fun School, Skillmatics, Hasbro, Hamleys, Smartivity, the Felder Group, and Ultimaker, the Center of Excellence for 3D Printing. In addition to the core theme of toy design, we also discussed an array of design disciplines like interaction design, graphic design, fashion design, industrial design, spatial design, even the last talking about how in automobile design, toy and toy manufacturing becomes part of the storytelling. We started this journey as in the year 2018 as the India Design Council, India Design Conclave. And in 2019-20, we did ADW 1, which brought in a number of global thought leaders, and the theme was Future of Design. This year, we had all-round participation, as I said, and Anju ma'am being such a powerhouse behind getting all industries, all institutions across Gujarat and across India, and some of the institutions of importance have all made together and taken the ADW a few notches ahead. In my conclusion, I would like to say and make a promise to ourselves that we will be taking ADW 3.0 to be not only a significant design festival of India, but also making it one of the ones in Asia and in the world where Ahmedabad, as we promised to ourselves, would be seen as a design capital of India. I would like at this point to welcome and introduce Mr. Harinbhai Mahanta as Executive CEO of iHub.
Thank you so much, Colonel Bose, respected Madam Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Anju Sharma Madam, Mr. M. Nagarajan, Commissioner of Higher Education, Government of Gujarat, the team from Ahmedabad Design Week, Colonel Bose, and the entire team led by Ritesh, Professor P.V.M. Rao, Professor Sangeetha Shroff, Swanam, and all dear friends in the design fraternity. It's a really privilege to be with all of you in this journey of this mega program, Ahmedabad Design Week. As Colonel Bose mentioned, Ahmedabad Design Week used to be a flagship event initiated by Karnataka University. And this year, under the leadership of Principal Secretary Anju Sharma Madam, we wanted to give a fillip to it and take it to next orbit. And hence, we had a quite wide range of participation. And I'm thrilled to say that in the 5 days mega event, we had over 40 sessions, in which I was told 28 were solo sessions and 12 were plenary. And each plenary session was having a galaxy of speakers from across the nations. The beauty of this year's Ahmedabad Design Week was we have participation from all different kinds of higher learning institutions. We had 2 National Institute of Technology participating in this forum. We had 3 IIT participating in the forum. Professor Rao is with us. We have 2 IIMs, Indian Institute of Management, participating, and 2 National Institute of Design, NIT Jorhat and NIT Ahmedabad. So this way, it has been a quite inclusive design platform, Ahmedabad Design Week, that has come out. And all of your insights, all of your experiences have really driven the momentum to a next level. And I'm happy to mention you that all the panelists who participated represented over 14 countries. We had speakers from Canada, USA, UK, Latvia, Italy, Germany, Austria, Finland, Hungary, Belgium, South Africa, New Zealand, and many from the academic and the industry worlds. And all of the insights that we have derived from all of the speakers and experts during this Ahmedabad Design Week would be quite helpful for all of us in taking this movement to next step forward. Particularly on behalf of iHub, I'm happy to mention that we had the special session called Toy Design Challenge. And this was the first of its kind open innovation challenge in the theme of toy, after Honorable Prime Minister talked about the importance of toy in the economy. More than 250 nominations came with the short notice of couple of weeks, out of which around 160 plus synopsis are submitted. And it is heartening to see that even school children from Trichy and various parts of Northeast also participated in this competition in the two categories, namely the student innovation sections and also the professionals. And I was told that most of the young innovators actually outsmarted all of us in terms of delivering their creativity, innovation, and design spirit. And all these hours, the first, second, third hours is going to be given to the best performers. But apart from that, as I was advised by Honorable Anju Sharma Madam, we will pick up the best ideas in the all top 10 categories in the Toy Innovation Challenge. And I hope we'll be happy to support your ideas to take them to next stage. Just to add one more angle into this, we are the State Anchor Institute for supporting student startups and innovation in the state of Gujarat. Today, in 2021, India has more than 33 unicorns, and by 2025, we will have around 100. One of the key aspects which recently has brought into the notice of Startup India is we must have a design angle into our innovation and entrepreneurial economy. We are among the top 50 knowledge economy in the world. We are among the top 3 startup ecosystem around the world. But somehow we need to also fill into the gap of how do we embed design in between innovation and enterprises. Therein, Ahmedabad Design Week actually highlights the garments of various facets, which also we need to take care both in policy design and implementation strategies. I thank the organization and the entire team of Karnataka University Department of Education and all distinguished speakers who are also present today in the valedictory for sparing a valuable time and ensuring that every year Ahmedabad Design Week creates a benchmark for itself and for all the other community members in the design fraternity. Thank you so much, Colonel Boss.
Mr. Mahanta. May I now request Mr. M. Ragarajan, Director of Higher Education, Gujarat State and Executive Director of Gujarat iHub, to say a few words.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Respected Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, and the driving force for this Ahmedabad Design Week, Anju Sharma Madam. Chief Mentor, I have Professor Himanshu Pandya. Dr. Deepak Shishu, Provost, Karnataka University. All the dignitaries present on this valedictory program who have been across the world, who have joined us on this program, and my dear friends. Today we have reached the valedictory of this Ahmedabad Design Week, 1 week that has been focused on bringing design and also the toys into the mainstream of thought process, especially in the industry, academia, and also in the discourse of all the people who are concerned with the startup and innovation movement. This edition of Ahmedabad Design Week has placed Ahmedabad as the design capital of the world. And it has also made this event a marquee event where the thought leaders from design across the world are coming together to share and learn from each other. This event especially, I feel, that has brought design into a more practical application for startup and innovation. The gap between design as a thought and design in action has been reduced, and the relevancy of design into innovation, startups, and especially in toys has increased a lot with the kind of thoughts and actions that have been taken and the discussions that have happened during this Ahmedabad Design Week. Now, this collective effort for focusing as design needs to be enhanced throughout the year, and this not only in this program, but also it should be practicalized. And the people who have given ideas and the ideas which have been selected by the jury will need to be nurtured and taken to its potential. That will be done by all the partner institutions and especially iHub. And we are also in the education department trying to inculcate design culture across all disciplines. With the startup movement has laid a bigger emphasis on user-centric and solution-centric design innovation. And because of that, solution-centric and user-centric design innovation, the design has taken the importance. And because of that, the true potential of using design to solve the problem could be realized now. The strong design spirit will make India a product nation, which is much needed now, especially in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And collective efforts of all design schools can spread the best practices. And when we started planning for this Ahmedabad Design Week a few months ago, and a clarion call was given by Anju Sharma Madam to all the design institutions which are present in the state, and everyone put their best foot forward to contribute for this design and toys as a movement. And I am grateful for all the institutions on behalf of Education Department that we could all come together under this umbrella and bring design into the core of our thought process and also in the educational discourse. The industry and academia both need to embrace the design spirit, which has been enabled further by this Ahmedabad Design Week. And design thinking in curriculum in schools, which has been declared by the MHRD, is a very welcome step. And on behalf of the Higher Education Department, we have written to all the universities to introduce design thinking and critical thinking to all the students across all the disciplines. And I'm glad to share that many universities have immediately put this thing in practice, and others are contemplating proper action. And the kind of warmth and the welcomeness that has been given for this concept shows that design has become, is taking center stage in the enlightened thought process of students and also all the academic institutions. Innovation, design, and startup are interlinked, and academia must embed the skills of problem solving among the youth so that we enable them to create right solutions for the society. I congratulate all the organizers and participants and all the people who have rallied to make this event a world-class success, and look forward to continuing this discourse and also all the action items that we have started out of this design week, and ensuring that they all reach to their potential, and the toys and the solutions that have been proposed will be made useful to the society. Thank you very much, everyone who have, for making this event a grand success, and I look forward to meeting you all in yet another edition of Ahmedabad Design Week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Nagarajan, and for laying out a roadmap for introducing design thinking, critical thinking, and all the related areas. Design being such a tool for problem solving in various aspects and various parts of our society, culture, as also in education. It's my privilege now to welcome Dr. Professor Himanshu Pandya, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, to address the valedictory ceremony.
Good evening. Very good evening to all the panelists here and participants, those who are joined us through this virtual platform. This 5-day program, when I analyzed in detail, the participation of school children was very inspiring for all of us. When you look at the overall participation, the school children, they have participated enormously with all interest. And when we got the review from the panelists, it was very inspiring for school students and the industry too. Let me tell you, this is a new market. India being the highest consumer in the Southeast region for the toys. This experience would lead to a situation where we can, induce a sort of interest, how to design the toy, how to market, how to go through the various channels where the policy is also touching them. So, school children with the industrial policy and design policy parameters, undergoing all these theories and understanding the international community and the value of design and everything, this is really inspiring, I tell you. When we say the participation of craftsmen from various states, it has again lead to an interest where we can go to the local market and venture out the capacities lying within their states. Again, when industry, academia, and policymakers when they all come together, it will be a very good network to propagate a toy industry in India. Karnavati University, you did a remarkable job. We as a participant, as a contributor, would feel proud that we can produce something substantial for the nation. And I'm hopeful that within 5 years or so, we'll be able to, offer something to the world community that India can also produce sort of toys, and we can also design the toys as per the international requirement. Overall, with the local needs and international understanding, whatever we are going to develop in future, I think it will lead to a very good scenario in the state of Gujarat and India. What I like the most about this 5 years course is the ANI, that is Atmanirbhar India mascot, what Karnavati team has designed. It's a lion, what we represented, female lion, what we represented. And within short time, I think it would be all across the state, we'll find this mascot is there in the advertisement, in all sort of promotion and policy. We'll make sure that it should appear in an appropriate platform. Thank you very much for calling me here, and looking forward for such collaboration in future also. Wish you all the good luck, all the very best.
Thank you, Dr. Pandya. We know how much you were part of the journey from the very beginning, and to see that there's a conclusion of 2.0 today, but this is just a clarion call to take it many steps higher. It is my proud privilege on behalf of the entire Karnavati community, the iHub, and on behalf of Ritesh ji, on behalf of Dr. Shishu, to invite the chief guest to the valedictory ceremony, our own Srimati Anju Sharma, Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Education Department, Government of Gujarat.
A very good evening to all of you, my colleagues, Dr. Pandya, Mr. Nagarajan, Dr. Rao, Dr. Shishu, Sonam Gyatsoji. Of course, I'm seeing you for the Sonam Gyatsoji. I'm seeing you for the first time. Katrina Kamparani, and all the others who are present here, and of course, Colonel Surajit Bose, and of course, all the others who are not present here, but who have contributed in a big way in organizing this stupendous task of Ahmedabad Design Week. It's been a preparation of more than 2 months, and people at various levels working very closely, hand in hand, like a team, doing very close coordination, meeting deadlines, and I don't know whether they were sleeping or not. So it was a massive task. It was indeed a massive task, and it was a big challenge. And I must thank, of course, Ritesh ji and Dr. Pandya, Mahanta, and more importantly, all the institutions that became a part of that, part of the Ahmedabad Design Week. This time, a very important part of the entire Ahmedabad Design Week is to bring everybody connected with design on a common platform. And we were successful in that. I won't say to some extent, but to a very, very large extent. The partners range from IIT Srinagar in north, extreme north, to IIT Guwahati, and from down to Chennai, west, and then Indore and Banaras, Roorkee. So many institutions, and all of them became a part of the organization of the event. They became a part of they owned the event as their own event. And this is what one was aspiring for when one was preparing and planning for the Ahmedabad Design Week. And of course, IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, not to say the least. And I must say at this moment, everybody whom we approached very willingly came forward to participate in this. Some of them did so by organizing the event. Some of them gave their expertise. It was beautifully organized, from school town hall to industry town hall to exhibition to various technical sessions, speaker sessions, workshops, and of course the industry. This was a perfect blend where industry, school children, college children, universities, design institutions, eminent institutions, and national, international experts came together towards the cause of design as a whole and toy designing in specific. Hats off to the organizers. You did a wonderful job, and I could not have asked for more than this. As per one information, I'm told that more than around 200,000 impressions on Facebook, Instagram, around 112,000 on Google, 4,000 visitors visited the exhibition. Industry town hall saw participation of something about 4K, school town hall, again, something like 2K, various events, seeing massive participation, workshops, seeing massive participation. This has really become the Sangam of design. And what I look at is Ahmedabad becoming the design capital of India, with everybody from across the world, not only the nation, coming together in Ahmedabad next year, physically, not online, and see this confluence of design community at one platform, showcasing, sharing, partnering, collaborating, teaching, learning, networking, and whatnot. So my request to Ritesh ji and of course Dr. Pandya, Hiranmay would be to, and of course all the partners who are present here, is to keep this spirit alive and have a bigger event next year. And I'm sure there will be one. The most important thing that we should not forget is our mascot, the Atmanirbhar India, Ani. And Dr. Pandya didn't elaborate on that. The name was coined by him, and it has a very deep meaning in our Indian text. And of course, it has a deep meaning as an acronym also, ANI, Atmanirbhar India. We will live up to that. And we will together create and contribute in a big way towards Atmanirbhar India, towards which our Honorable PM is working relentlessly and also mobilizing all sections of the society towards this. A very big thank you to all of you from Team Ahmedabad Design Week, on my personal behalf, on behalf of Government of Gujarat, and not to forget the Department of Industries, Government of India, Department of MSME, all the state governments, and the entire industry and academia that has participated in this event. Let's meet in February 2022 for ADW 2022 ADW.3. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anju ma'am. All those who have known and spent the last 2 months in preparing for this grand event would know how she has led from the very front as a beacon of power and aspirations for ADW as we notch up. What a wonderful way of thanking everyone who had participated, and also to give us that we are not very far away from the next event where we would like it to not only be part of an important festival of India, but across the globe, and all who are present here and the ones who will come would like your participation for Ahmedabad Design Week 2.3 in the next year. It's also time for me to give you a little bit on the Toy Design Challenge 2021, the awards for the TDC 2021. We had a participation or registration of nearly 250 participants for the Toy Design Challenge. The submissions we received were about 150. And we have some of the jurors here in Sangeetha ma'am. The Toy Design Challenge was to see that how various professionals and students contributed through some sort of a challenge which was different for two categories. And we went through a detailed assessment rubric and the jurors were the deans of Nirma University, from GLS Institute of Design, Anant National University, and United World Institute of Design. And it is my privilege to announce first the student category. And the third prize goes to Miss Navya Shukla, Semester 6, Product Design, School of Industrial Design, United World Institute of Design. The Fun School has sponsored the prizes, cash prizes, and she has been awarded an amount of 10,000 rupees as the third prize for the Toy Design Challenge. Let's give her a big round of applause. The second prize in the student category has been won by Divyanshu Makadia, a student of architecture, SAL Institute of Technology, Ahmedabad, and he wins a prize of 15,000 Indian rupees. And the first prize goes to Jyotirmay Dubey, a foundation student, that is semester 2, United World Institute of Design. He wins a cash prize of 25,000 rupees. Now to the professional category. The third prize, which has been sponsored by iHub and ADW 2.0, Mr. Suhail Parvez from Bharat Art and Craft, he wins a prize of 10,000 rupees, INR 10,000. The second prize is won by Mrs. Bhagyashri from Skidler, an amount of 15,000 rupees. And the first prize goes to Miss Shivani Chakrachatri of the Round Umbrella Company, a cash prize of rupees 25,000 rupees. We would like, after the vote of thanks to be delivered, a few lines from all how they felt about Ahmedabad Design Week through all who are sharing screen with us from all parts of the world today. And this has been something which Anju ma'am is looking forward to, that you all give us some sort of feedback so that we are chagrined and we look at ourselves how to make the next edition of ADW even better. And please, towards the end, as is the norm nowadays, please put up your hand for a group photograph, which we will cherish for a long time to come. It's my privilege now to invite Dr. Deepak Shishu, the Provost, Karnavati University, to propose the vote of thanks for the valedictory ceremony.
Am I audible? Namaskar. First of all, as you already had it, Anju ma'am has personally thanked everyone involved in organization of this ADW 2.0. That itself is a great honor for all of us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And as ma'am, you have said, this is our third edition, and with every passing day, we shall make it stronger and stronger. That is our commitment from Karnavati University to everyone who is a passionate lover of design. I commit that to you on behalf of Karnavati University. We will not let you down. We will not fail you. That is my promise to you. Am I audible? So that's my promise to you. And let me tell you, Ahmedabad Design Week has in its own way become a hallmark event which has always turned ideas into action and challenges into solution and made us move out of our comfort zones to effort zones. This year's theme, as we all know, was inspired by Prime Minister's call to go vocal for local. I won't be discussing everything. Already people have said a lot about this. But on behalf of Karnavati University and the entire team, which has been involved in organizing this event, who were related with us directly and indirectly, I welcome you all today to this concluding session of ADW 2.0. It's my privilege to be thanking you all because I personally would like to confess, without your support, without your guidance, this would not have been possible and we would not have been here today at this time. On a personal level and professionally, my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who have been here with us day in and day out. And you have made it possible, not we. You all have made it possible. Thank you so much for that on a personal level. I would fail if I would not mention the name of my president, Ritesh Hada, who really has been there for us day in and day out, who has guided us and boosted our morals when we needed the most. My thanks to all the patrons and partners of ADW. They have already been named by various officials. I won't repeat them, but it was because of their support and patronage that we could have this full day-long festival. It would not have been possible without them. To the participating institutes, thank you so much for being there to help us. Thank you so much for giving us the confidence that we are on the right track. And assure you that in future, we will again invite you and we will invite you to a bigger platform of ADW. To all the esteemed dignitaries who have graced this occasion, because your presence has encouraged the students immeasurably, and they will go back with great memories of this virtual event. My special thank, and I mean it, to Srimati Anju Sharma, Principal Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Department of Education, Government of Gujarat. Ma'am, thank you so much for being there with folded hands. I confess, without your presence, we would not have achieved this task, hosting one of the biggest virtual design festivals of the country. It has been you who has made it possible, and on behalf of everyone, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. To the speakers, a heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers who found their time so that they could be with the innovators, so that they could be with the students and with the design aspirants. And I'm sure their expertise has managed to generate fresh ideas and encouragement for students all over the country. To the students, it has been really a wonderful experience in that the numbers in which the students have participated and enjoyed this session, it makes us feel that all the effort was worth it. Thanks to all the students who have participated in this event. To all the guests, my thanks for accepting our invitation without hesitation and being a part of this event. To all of you today who are present here at the conclusion of this great design festival from our country, India, thank you so much for being here. But apart from all of us who are here, there are people who have not
be in maybe in front of the screen, but who need to be mentioned, who were the backbone of whatever we are concluding today. And for that, first, I would like to thank my entire team of Team Univation, especially Shivendra, Rasesh, Darshan, and Ashwin, and the support staff for organizing this event successfully. And most importantly, I would profusely thank all the members of the Student Governing Council of Karnataka University, led by Bhavya, who successfully executed this program. These students have achieved the impossible, and it is because of them and because of people like you, in whom I have tremendous faith, that I can say that when we meet next year, it will be physically and with more confidence and on a larger platform. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shishu, for delivering such a wonderful message to us, and thanking all of us, especially the backbone, which has been the Student Council, Univation team, and all the HODs of United World Institute of Design, and the people who have been working, let's say, day in and day out, including the anchors of the day. I would distract a bit and call on all who are there on screen, and the ones who are not on screen to please open your webcams, and let me invite you for a few words on how your experience has been, any suggestion, any feedback you'd like to give. And the first of them is Adrienne Light. Can you please unmute and give us a few words about your experience and anything you would like to say? Adrienne. You're muted. Adrienne, you're still muted. Yeah. So by the time Adrienne finds that, can I ask Anita to say a few words of her experience and about Ahmedabad Design Week 2.0.
Good evening, respected organizers, professionals, professors, all who made this event possible. And I am very happy that I had possibility to be little part of it. And I was also listening several panel discussions and some other speakers. And it was really inspiring, even taking on consideration that I'm jewelry designer and I'm not involved in toy design. But it was really interesting for me, and I believe that getting to see some insights of other design categories widens the horizons of your way of thinking, leading towards more disruptive ideas. And I also believe that interaction between the design professionals from all around the world will give a good input in development of the industry of design in general. So thank you so much, and I was honored to participate. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I request Dr. Bhavna Vasudeva to say a few words on her experience and any suggestions and feedback she would like to give us?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Bose. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Bhavna Vasudeva. I'm architect, urban planner, and heading the Department of Architecture at MSc Institute of Baroda. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in this ADW, and I congratulate the team ADW for such a fantastic teamwork and excellent results in terms of growth in design and development of toys and play activities. You must be wondering what an architect is doing here. But I talked about the moment I got to know about it, I simply jumped in there and grabbed this opportunity. And I talked about power of play, people and places, rethinking design of toys and play activities. So I would say the every day of our life is a patchwork of series of little miracles. So hence in this tough time, this effort is no short of a miracle. And as Mrs. Anju Sharma said, and I quote, it was truly a sangam of design. And as a designer, it gives me immense pleasure to be part of it. And I'm really looking forward to be there in future and contribute in terms of developing toys for indoor, outdoor, and how can we really integrate that with along with architects and various professionals who are working in the built environment. So I see that there's an immense scope to develop toys either for schools or for colleges or for universities or for our houses. Everywhere there's an immense opportunity to develop this. I'm sure it will serve the purpose of we becoming independent or leader in the area of toy design and development of play activities. Once again, I congratulate Team ADW and best wishes. And I'm thankful that through ADW platform, I could contribute in the field of design. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vasudeva. That's quite insightful. Can I request Katerina to say a few words about her experience from her part of the world?
Hello. Yes, I would like to thank the organizers and everyone that took part in organizing the event. I found it very impressive, the amount of speakers and events and workshops and all different points of view around toy design. And toy design is something that's really interesting for me. And to see all these different point of views was quite inspiring for me. So I was glad to be able to add some my point of view on creativity and how to think differently. But it was most important for me when I participate in these kinds of events is to see other people's point of views that help me grow myself. And in this particular event, there are many things to see, and within 5 days, so many speakers from all around the world. I think it's very impressive. I wish next events will be also, it will be held there physically, and it's as powerful. And I hope Ahmedabad becomes and is a very good hub for design. So thank you very much for inviting me, and yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Katerina. That's really good to know. Can I request Siegfried Zoel to say a few words? Can you please unmute, sir?
Thank you. Thank you that I could take part. I was very strong connected from a very long time together with Sudarshan Khanna. Sudarshan Khanna was 1993 participant in my creativity workshop on toys for children's rehabilitation. And so I visited sometimes India and looked at your developments and your activities. So I'm very glad to see that the basis is now broader than 30 years ago. I think very important is that the pupil in the school learn more and more about creativity, about innovations, about technical solutions. And the other thing is that every adult is really an expert in toy. And so you have to give them the impression that it's not stupid and silly thing to go into toy design, but it's very important to help that creativity could be developed by toy and go into this area. What I think what is very necessary, I couldn't see so many things in this week, but I would like to recommend what's very important is to build up a toy museum and to develop your tradition and your history of the street toys. You have in India such a big richness in this field. And so I was very impressed as an European to see the things Arvind Gupta and Sudarshan Khanna had collect and had done in that field. So I could imagine, I could recommend you to continue in that field, that India will really be a hub in toy international. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's wonderful sentiments coming from you who have been really at the forefront and the start on the foundation of toy design from your country to India. Can I request Professor Sangeetha Shroff to say a few words?
Namaste and good afternoon to friends who are from other parts of the world. I'd like to say three things. The first is, since I was a jury member, one of the jury members for the design challenge, while some students have won the prize and some professionals have won, I don't think there was a single entry which didn't beg for an accolade. And I think I would really suggest to iHub that there are so many ideas which are ready for the market, which were there in the design challenge. And it would be a very interesting platform if we can get manufacturers or entrepreneurs along with students, because I can already see 200 toys and games going into the market. They are so ready. So that is one. And I think we should also exhibit each of the design challenge participants' work. Of course, a lot of it could be a copyright material of the students. So therefore, at least an interaction between potential entrepreneurs and students, or people who are toy and game manufacturers and the student, we need a participation there, because there are many fabulous ideas which are ready to go. Second is, this was such an interesting platform where so many design institutions, universities, technical universities came together. And talking from the point of view of design institutions, we have about 8 institutions in Ahmedabad and we live in a competitive space. But on this platform, we were not competitive at all. And I think iHub played a very important role. So the moment you have an innovation hub bringing institutions together, then people work for a much larger cause. And I think this was very possible. It was visible also in this event. And the last and the most important point I'd like to bring is, there was a great intellectual content in this design week, this design conference, and it was possible because so many different institutions with their competencies and with their areas of interest that came together. So we had more than 50 or 60 areas of specialization within toy and game design that came together. And I think here was really unification of ideas and unification of an intellectual force that was seen at a small level. And the fourth point is, hats off to the team that organized. I just told Ritesh ji yesterday that I really salute all the young people who have tirelessly worked and who've been constantly in touch with each of us, nudging us, cajoling us, telling us to perform, send the material to, and they've been there absolutely on schedule. And this whole event has been possible because they have just seamlessly worked. And I thank all those young people who made this event possible, all the important functionaries who made this event possible, yes, but I think all the young people who really effortlessly made this digital event happen seamlessly. Thank you so very much. And thank you, iHub, for really making this possible.
Yeah, thank you, Sangeetha ma'am. I'm sure.
Thank you, Sangeetha ji. What we would do is that actually we wanted to organize the pitches for the industry, but because we wanted to give enough time for the participants. So what iHub will do subsequently, it will take up the pitching process of all these designs with the industries. And we'll be able to see some of them coming to the market. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shroff. I would like to thank you and the other jurors also, that you too spent a few nights in trying to get so many to put them together in the Toy Design Challenge. Thanks to all the jurors. I would be failing if I didn't mention the call for papers. Dr. Pandya had suggested at the very one of the meetings that the call for papers and the making a conference book on ADW 2.0 is on one of our charters. So today the second room was only dedicated to about 8 speakers who were selected for presenting their call for papers. It was in 2 categories, the call for papers and posters. And there was an internal team, and through a double-blind peer review process, all the call papers were there. And with iHub and us sharing, we will be able to produce a good conference book at the end of ADW 2.0. May I request Sonam to say a few words on his experience? Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everyone. First of all, thanks to all the organizers, the Government of Gujarat, for really inviting some of the case studies from the Indian Himalayan region to be part of this Ahmedabad Design Week. And I was in the beginning, I was beginning to wonder, how is it, some of the case studies here in the Indian Himalayan region would connect with the viewers of the Ahmedabad Design Week. But then I realized that, there's really been a great history of design in Ahmedabad with, some of the best design institutions and, structures that through architecture in Ahmedabad. And I have had the most pleasant memories of reconnecting with Ahmedabad every time. Initially through my education at the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad, and now it's so nice to connect back with Ahmedabad through design again. I think it's such an interesting thing. I think Professor Dr. Sangeetha Shroff for talking about this thing about within the toy sector. There's so many different sectors that were subsectors that were being touched upon, and I think this is something very nice to see, that kind of diversity in terms of the entire deliberations over the week. And I really want to congratulate the organizers for really pulling this off, because sustaining a thing for 7 days, it's not a small thing, it's actually a huge feat. And I really want to congratulate each one in terms of organizing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonam. Thank you from so far apart, the good wishes to us at Ahmedabad Design Week. It's my privilege and honor to call Professor P.M. Rao, the head of DIC, IIT Delhi. And he actually encapsulated what we thought, that is from traditional Harappan culture to look at a new emerging technology for toy design. We are privileged to hear Professor Rao speaking on the ADW 2.0.
Okay. So firstly, thanks for giving me this opportunity to participate in Ahmedabad Design Week. And also thanks on behalf of IIT Delhi being a part of it. And also thanks for this opportunity for asking me to speak. So one thing is which we have seen is that this is of course my first Design Week, Ahmedabad Design Week, which I am attending, though I'm not new to Gujarat as such. But as far as Design Week is concerned, this is the first one. But this was really a wonderful. And what we see is that whatever Gujarat does is really grand. And particularly Srimati Anju Sharma and Nagarajan and Hiranmay Mahanta are a deadly combination actually. So whatever they do is really big, really grand and really impactful. And we have seen not once, but more than once. And we saw that. But overall, the event was wonderful because firstly, it brought so many stakeholders in one platform, which is very rare. To basically discuss all the issues which are related to design in general and toy design in particular was clearly evident. And we also saw people from different institutions like designers, engineers, and social scientists, everybody coming on one platform. Overall, we saw also the combination of a left and right brain clearly in this entire event of 7 days, which we have. So we are very happy, and I'm sure everybody is benefited. I was particularly benefited participating in this particular event. I also thought looking at the toy design, there were a couple of ideas where probably there is a huge opportunity. First thing is we don't have many programs in toy design, even in design institutes. So there is an opportunity for an expansion, particularly if Gujarat or other institutes would like to do. I know NID started the first this thing, but I think it remained there. That's the only program in toy design which is there, but there is a huge opportunity. And also, Dr. Sangeetha Shroff mentioned about the opportunities for entrepreneurship. It's really huge. Particularly from IIT Delhi, I have seen this happening. At least few student startups, which actually are now becoming very big. One of them participated, which is Smartivity. We also had another startup called Tinkerly, which has impacted lakhs of students during COVID period through their toys and education. And there's another one which is called Shumi, which is also doing very well. I think but these are very small. There is a huge opportunity for, I think, entrepreneurial opportunities in toys and toy design. So, which is probably can be explored. One of the good things is that the gestation periods for toys from idea to market is relatively smaller. So it can actually happen very quickly. And even it can be done in a couple of years as a fellowship program. Another important thing, maybe, I don't know, Gujarat government can think of is that toys are actually a good examples of from where one can learn many things, whether it is technology, whether it's design, whether it's interaction is this thing. Is it, one can think of having an experience zone for toys where you have all sorts of toys where people can just walk in. It's more like an extension of a museum, but I think more of a tinkering and actually seeing toys in action. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Rao. We wish that very soon you can come to United World Institute of Design and visit Ahmedabad and see our iHub and give some of the ideas which have been there working at the DIC. So as we draw the curtains to ADW 2.0, I would ask all people to switch on their webcams and give us a sign of maybe a thumbs up or for a group photograph, which we hope to cherish. someone from the back end, technical teams, as many as you can join, please do join. This will form a part of where we put up our stands, and we will cherish the ADW and look forward to ADW 2.3. Can we have a high five from all of you? Yeah. Technical team, as usual, being the photographers, they'll tell us when to stop. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for all the effort, and thank you for all the people who have joined to make this, what we can say in a small, humble way, as part of Karnavati University United World Institute of Design, that we are grateful and we hope to do even better in future. Thank you, Anju ma'am. I think what we heard from Dr. Guru Prasad of having toy as part of centers, toy zones, that's, I think, one of the things which ADW has been able to imbibe from the government. Thank you all very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.